Hi, welcome back to another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit. I'm Dr. Kate, and today's guest is the incredible, words can't even describe her grace and beauty and wonderfulness, Kaur Khalsa. And I'm going to let you take it from here.
Well, I'm going to come talk to you every day if you say things like that.
Well, everyone says things like that. I think you get it. But yeah, welcome, Tage. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you. So as customary in Kundalini, we'd like to tune in before we start the interview.
Yeah, it's really interesting because when you do something on a high spiritual level, should I look any place in particular?
You can look at me.
Okay. If you tune in, we have a mantra that we use in my tradition, and there's different mantras people use in different traditions, but it kind of invokes the spirit. So then you're not just talking from your ego, or you're not talking from fear, you're not talking to impress somebody. You can let the flow open. And I think that anybody that wants to do anything, any interview, or if you want to just go in and be creative, like I know one guy, he said, I'm creative from 3 in the afternoon until 10 at night every day. And I go, you got it down, huh? He goes, it just happens. But if you want to invoke the creativity through you by doing this mantra, it can actually help, bring the energy through. So let's go ahead.
Okay,
why not? At least people have a chance to know it.
Okay.
It's 5 words, and it's O-N-G, Ong. A lot of people chant O-M, Om, but we actually chant Ong. And the word O-N-G, Ong, is like bringing the power, the creative power, onto the earth, into the creation. Whereas Om has a tendency to open up the high space, but you get etheric. You get so etheric that you can't focus sometimes. So we were given the word Ong to bring creativity on the earth, into ourselves as well as everything we're doing. So Ong Namo, to that great creative essence, I open, I humble, I bow. And then the second part is Guru Dev Namo. Guru is actually, people think it's a person, but it's actually an energy that can take you from the darkness of what you're living in into the height of your higher consciousness. And I like that really a lot. When I heard it, at first I thought, oh, guru, a man, because I was in
Yeah.
Anti-man, women's lib I was on the trail of that, but still had the feeling about it. And then I thought, why do men have to be liberated and teachers and all that? But then I heard it really means guru is what takes you from darkness to light. And I thought, okay, it can be anything. It can be the sight of a cat. It can be a child. It can be your inner touched through love. I mean, it's anything. So Om Namo Guru, and then Dev, they say Dev means angel. But it's actually the transparent, subtle force that's around us that exists. It's around us all the time. And what's cool about it is you can tune into it through this mantra, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And we usually do it 3 times, so let's try it. We'll put our hands together, center of the chest. Center of the chest balances you. So whenever you're trying to decide stuff, sometimes we have to think, we have to decide stuff, and you have a left and a right side. You have a mental negative and a mental positive. You can bring everything into a balance by bringing the hands together in the center of the chest. It can take you from being in a state of confusion to a state of reverence. So we usually will put our hands together, center of the chest, close our eyes. And one of the most amazing things is to focus your eyes at the third eye point. Now, a lot of people have heard about the third eye point, but maybe they don't know what it is. In between the 2 eyebrows, there's an area that you can bring your 2 eyes up to focus at. Once again, that meditative, neutral space we're tuning in through the body with. And that middle space will actually, by focusing there, make the pituitary gland start to vibrate. Now you might want to go, why should I vibrate at my pituitary gland? Because your whole meditative state will open up. Your whole ability to know stuff, to see beyond the shallow, you see in the depth to things. So opening your third eye point, focusing here, getting balance, pushing the hands together firmly, and then letting them be out to the side will actually open the heart center as well. Om Namo, Guru Dev Namo, those 5 words, we'll chant them 3 times. Inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev And inhale, hold it, let it be in your aura and vibrate it out to infinity. And exhale, and Satnam.
Satnam.
All right. So
wow. Okay. Well, that's
enough.
Amazing.
We're done now.
Thank you so much.
One time I was in college and I was in a speech class, and they go, "You have to demonstrate something, right?"
Yeah.
So I walked in and I cleared this table and I just sat on it, cross-legged, and I go, "Okay, today we're going to tune in." And they're all like, it was USC, and they're all like really conservative. And I thought, what the heck, I'll just teach it. And I wasn't a Sikh, I'm a Sikh, that's why I dress like this, but I was just a normal college kid, and I had just taken classes, and I thought, I'll teach them. So I sat down, and I made them all chant it, and it was hysterical.
So I would imagine that you get a lot of interesting responses from people everywhere you go, right? What is that like?
Yeah, lately, it changes.
Okay.
You know, what I found is like, as you grow, whatever you feel about yourself, it kind of gets projected out into your auric field. And if you can grow in a way that you have more self-respect and more connection to the infinite side of yourself rather than the finite, for example, rather than concentrate on, how do I feel about how I look and, what are they going to think about me? But rather, if you just hold yourself in your elegance, in your own particular, because everybody's different. Like, I'm not going to be 18 anymore. I'm not 18. I was once, but I'm not now. And I'm not like, a person from France that speaks French. I'm an American and I speak this language. So it's like the more you can just accept who you are and just walk in your highest state of grace about you and respect yourself, then you kind of vibrate that energy out and people feel comfortable around you. And I found that, like, when I was first dressing as a Sikh, and it was about, when I was about like 20, so it was a long time ago.
Okay.
And I was really insecure about it because not that many people knew what a Sikh was. And I had decided I wanted to convert. I became a Sikh when I was like 20, really like 20 or something. And I would walk around going, oh, what are they going to think of me? I want to hide. And then one day, I started getting more confident, and then my shoulders went down a bit. And then after a while, after years went by, I just went, I'm not here for fear. I'm here for spreading love. And that was a big change. And it's not like you're here to prove anything. You just be, and you just be like the spirit through you. And to me, that was like the biggest change. And once that happened, like, I can go anywhere and people hug me. I mean, everywhere I go. It's weird. I went to a play about a month ago. I didn't know anybody in the play except the lady in who was acting. And afterwards, like, probably 10 people came up and just hugged me. I don't even know them, now I do. But it's really funny because the more, like, I have a lot of love coming out of my heart chakra, and the more that it vibrates out, the more people, they need it, and then I can give that experience to people, and then they feel better, and then they can go on. It's like a domino effect. Then they go on, and then
like a
they give it. Ripple.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it. Thank you.
I think about the ripple when I think about the Kundalini energy spinning, like a circle. What we do in Kundalini yoga, I'm glad you said that because this is a very important point. When you're on a spiritual path, it's not just Kundalini yoga that can activate the Kundalini, like meditation or even meditating on your higher self. We all have Kundalini energy in us, all. And different things will activate it. And hopefully if you don't really want to do it through drugs, because sometimes that will activate it so fast and it gets out of control. And your nervous system can't handle that much energy running through you. But they say in the scriptures that the Kundalini energy is a well of spiritual force that is located in the lower chakras, first, second, and third. And when you do certain Kundalini meditations and exercise, pumping the navel and then moving it up, then it goes in a spiral. Some people spiral this way, and some people spiral this way. I go this way.
I've always asked people, it's really, everybody's different. You know, when watching that, I do market research.
Yeah. A lot of gurus have gotten involved in some research with science and proving parts of the limbic system that get activated with Sata Nama.
Yeah. They're starting to do a lot of things with it.
And they can actually see it on MRI machines, you know.
What was the most interesting to me was in like 1972 or something, there was a guy that, he decided to go to UCLA, and they did an experiment with people, just doing, spinal flex, where you can just hold your knees and you, very simple, really easy. I like people, old folks in their old folks home, people in wheelchairs, anybody can do it. So what he did was he measured the brain waves of a person who was just a normal person, and then he did the brain waves of a monk. And then he compared it to somebody who had done 3 minutes of the spinal flex. And that person's consciousness changed to the monk side.
Wow.
And I mean, it's incredible how much just a few minutes of breathing and moving the energy up. Like, I used to think that you had to be really still all the time and then let the energy move. But really, my teacher, his name is Yogi Bhajan, but he's not alive anymore, but his lectures are on the libraryoftheteachings.com, so you can look them up. You just Google search it. Like, lots of lectures, and they're really interesting. But he said, it's not that you want to stay still. It's that you want to activate the Kundalini force in you. Let your creativity and your spark come out, and then go into the world and take it to the world and help people. And that's really what we're here for.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to ask you, I know there's a movement right now of a lot of Kundalini exploding all around the world.
A lot of
Kundalini classes, teachers, they're doing a lot with Brahma, with the world scope to try to get everyone doing the classes, right? And learning about it. But I just want to understand, in the ancient times, was it a secret? Was it something that, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I can. I can tell you what my teacher said. I mean, I wasn't physically there.
Right.
I mean, maybe I was.
Sure?
I might have been. I don't remember. So I can only speak from repeating. But he said that Kundalini Yoga was kept secret for thousands and thousands of years. It's very ancient, but it's super powerful. And it's kind of like getting on the spiritual fast lane. You're on the freeway, and some people are over on the right hand, they're kind of going slow, and then the middle, and then those speeders. That's what it is. But it's not, it's as long as you do it as taught and prescribed by the teacher, by the teachings, from the master. That's why accuracy is really important. I'm really into accuracy. I'm an archivist, and I'm like, you got to get it right, or it's bad. And I'm pretty stickler about it. Yeah. But
and is that why it was a secret? Because of the power, or?
Yeah, because of the power. What it was is there were a lot of this is what he said.
Okay.
He said there were like Brahmins, and then they wanted to. It was an untouchable society. Like, you had the lowlies, and you had the people that were high, and it was the Piscean age, that time we were in, where the low were kept low, and then other people put themselves on pedestals to control everybody, and it was really. They want the power to open up in everybody. They wanted to keep the slaves. Makes sense. But then Yogi Bhajan, he came to this country, and he was teaching Hatha up in Canada, and then he came to the U.S. for a pop festival to speak. And he looked around, and he went, these are the people. These are the people that need to learn this. And so he started teaching it, and there was a curse in the scriptures that said anybody that taught Kundalini Yoga publicly within the first year would die. And so he thought, these people need it for this time and space. And then he said, I'm just going to teach it and see what happens. He was, a rebel.
He was brave, yeah.
And he was willing to sacrifice for the cause, what he felt like was the cause. And he started teaching, and one year, apparently, he got very, very ill, and then he got a lot of fevers, but then he pulled through, and he didn't die, and he went, okay, let's go to teach Kundalini Yoga. And then he became,
now here you are.
Well, the other thing is he became the Mahan Tantric of white Tantric Yoga.
Okay.
To me, it's fascinating, because he's just sitting somewhere one day, and it's like an energy field that was in his teacher, and then it got transferred over to a Lama, and then it got transferred into him. And he says just sitting there one day, and all of a sudden, whammo comes through, and he could see through walls. Can you imagine? I always wonder what that would feel like. Like you're just sitting there, and something like hits you, and something you see through walls. You're like, whoa.
I mean, it certainly sounds like magic, right? I mean, this is
this
magic on earth.
Yeah, thank you. Kundalini yoga can evoke a lot of magic.
Yeah.
But you got to really, there's a couple of things. Like he said that really it was passed down from teacher to student, and then student to their student for like thousands of years, like kind of that way. And it was the devotion, because of that line that they say, spirituality, real spirituality is not taught, it's caught. You know, I love that
You say
line.
that in class.
I think it's so interesting.
It's amazing, yes. Tej, thank you so much for coming today and sharing all of this amazing information and
Well,
just
I wish you
blessing
the
our
best.
studio. Thank you.
Yeah, I wish you the best in all you guys and everything you're doing.
Thank you very much. And where can people find you on Instagram or your website, or where would you like to direct them?
Well, I mean, we do have a normal website called 9treasuresyoga.com, and if you don't put the yoga in there, it goes to a jewelry company, and they won't transfer it to me. So you can go info@9treasuresyoga.com, and Instagram, Facebook, it's all we have all those.
Great.
So.
This has been another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Sat Nam.
Sat Nam.